body was discovered like this.
Beatrice. Yes, Aunt Elizabeth. Beatrice, something awful has happened. Oh dear. It can't be as bad as my day. But go ahead. Well, darling, I need to tell you about this because I was thinking, and that doesn't happen very often. But you see, I came into the bedroom and I was looking around for that horrible picture of that horrible woman, Agatha, who I hate so terribly. Well, I loved her, really. But I'd like to just shoot at her with this dot gun every now and again because it clears my mind. But when I came into the bedroom, I saw clutched in George's hand was a portrait of his mother as he lay prone on the ground. And I looked at him and I pried that frame out of his hand to rip it up, and I realized he wasn't breathing. And I thought, and I was talking to George, but he didn't respond. So I took the picture of his mother and I ripped it up in front of him because I knew he was dead. George was dead. Oh, dear. Yes, I would get on. Yes. Oh, Aunt Elizabeth, I know it's awful. I am so sorry. Oh dear, although at some level am relieved, but... Oh, and darling, I'm so glad I looked for those pills that he's been giving me. Yes. And I can't find them anywhere, so I know that I'm scatterbrained and I've been forgetting things, but... Darling, I remember everything. I believe you. I believe you, Aunt Elizabeth. George is dead, and my darling Alfred is dead. Oh, and my dear Eugenia. That darling girl is gone. Oh, Aunt Elizabeth, please, you're all I have left. I'm here for you. We shall stay together. I do want grandchildren. Can I pretend that you're my daughter?
Constable Fiddlesticks, Constable Withersworth, and Detective Inspector Craddock. Detective Inspector Craddock. Come, all of you. Detective Inspector Craddock. It has been a joy working with you for 15 years. I groomed you when you were little tot, and you asked me what it was to be a suspect. You didn't know the definition of that. But my dear, I am so happy that you're moving on, and I hope that streak of jealousy in you does not rear its ugly head as I begin to groom Fiddlesticks.
Yes. Craddock, you will not be disappointed.
Jane, I fear that I've had a change of heart.
No! Change of heart?
I've been drawn in by this case, and I've renewed my love for solving murders, and I can't see this man take my position, so I'm sorry, Cassandra. We are going to have to cancel our trip around the world. I don't wish to stay on.
Did I raise you to be like that? You're going to break that poor woman's heart?
And mine.
Well, Jane, you see, it feels like this case is out of my hand. I barely feel like I'm solving it. It felt like the Duke was solving it for me, and the two of you, and I only wished that my final case would be one that I was proud of. Perhaps I've been rash. Should the four of us work together and find an end to all of this violence?
Well, Craddock, Miss Marple, I am one that always does enjoy a good partnership and to solve and find justice for what's right. So, count me in.
Excuse me.
Constable Armsworth.
Yes, Constable Armsworth, just assigned to the case. Oh, well, who are you, my plucky?
Well, my name is Cassandra, and I'm engaged to Inspector Craddock.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
Well, we'll see about that, won't we?
I beg your pardon?
That's all right, my dear. That's all right. We have time.
Farnsworth, my good man, I don't believe that you've been through the introductory course of how to defend yourself in St. Mary Mead's police officery.
Well, no,
do you mind if I demonstrate to you?
Sure.
All right. Well, in this case, I will be the assailant. Okay. Now, if you dare cross my love, then there shall be hell to pay.
What?
I don't care where I am in the world, good sir. I should be in Antarctica, and I would come back here and toss your little head out.
Inspector, please, don't hurt him.
It was merely a demonstration.
What a coincidentally specific role-playing scenario.
Farnsworth, is it?
Yes.
Well, quite delighted to see you join the force.
Yes, thank you.
Did you have something for us, Armsworth? Something relevant to the case?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I did. The murder victim found floating in the pond.
Yes.
With the ducks on him.
Yes.
Yes. On careful examination of his esophagus, we discovered this page of a book that was crumpled up with a red circle around the word murder.
How incriminating. Thank you very much for this piece of evidence.
Yes. I'll see you around, won't I?
Never you mind
see
that.
you around as well.
Steady on.
Well, my time here is done. I shall be off. I give you this piece of incriminating evidence. Apparently our murderer is a dimwit.
Beatrice, so lovely to meet you. Please come into my parlor.
Oh, thank you, Stephanie.
Can I get you some tea?
Oh, I would love some.
Sure.
Your lovely hand.
But
It's lovely the
I'm
way it's
so
shaped.
ashamed of it. Everything about me is wrong.
Oh, do you hear? I heard music just now. As if some Cupid were shooting an arrow through my heart.
You really think so?
And suddenly your hand is glittering like a jewel in the sunlight, the way it shivers so. Oh my, how lovely.
Oh, I think I'm feeling something that I've never felt before.
Me too.
Let's get some tea.
Yes, indeed.
Perhaps you pour the tea.
Oh, I would be happy to.
Oh, thank you.
Please, sit. You sit this time, and I'll pour the tea.
Oh, don't mind. So Beatrice, I was quite trepidatious about our meeting, but
Oh, I'll put it here.
oh, thanks.
Take this one. You were trepidatious, you were saying.
I was, but just, well, as soon as I laid eyes upon you, all of my fears and insecurities just flew out that window.
Why, I felt something whoosh by me. Darling, my dear, you're so lovely. How could you possibly have any sort of insecurities? You're certainly a lovely, beautiful human being.
Oh, that's so sweet. My whole life I was told I was someone I wasn't, and I was trying to fit into a role that was not for me.
My dear, I have recently found that I have lived a similar life. You know, we have a lot in common.
I suppose that we do.
You know, the day that I saw you and your mother come and I leased the small cottage to you,
Yes.
I was struck by you and I thought, oh, how strange indeed. What an exotic, lovely creature. And here you sit before me. But we do share something. I had a similar strange upbringing where I believed I was something and recently found out that I was something else altogether.
Oh, I thought no one else understood what I was going through. Oh, my goodness, for the first time, I feel like I can be my true self. You see, my mother, my whole life has been making me into someone I am not,
And she told me that I don't get to say who I am, and, well, I thought that was normal.
My dear, have a lady finger.
Gloria and Princess, thank you so much for meeting me here by the pond. I come here on Sundays to feed the ducks.
I've always liked feeding ducks.
You see, my dears, I was visiting Elizabeth recently, and she told me about your situation, having married Alfred.
Yes.
What? Yes, I wanted you all to confront this together.
What? See, I married Alfred. And I am his grieving widow.
What does that mean?
It means he died and I was married to him, so now I
I don't know what that means. Are you saying that you are now in that family?
Yes, I am in that family, but it doesn't mean a thing to me. I don't care about royalty or faux royalty. I just want love. And I want to feed the ducks. I don't want to feed the ducks. I want to just have love and to work at my makeup company. That's all I want.
Well, this is very peculiar.
But I'm sure it is for you.
Well, it is very peculiar because my understanding was that there was a contract and an agreement. And if you're the sole, I don't even know how to say it.
You were betrayed.
I was betrayed.
Oh, most definitely betrayed.
How does that make you feel? Yes, this bench side. Come, sit on the bench.
Well, I feel tingling. I feel tingling.
Where?
My upper nose.
Yeah.
I feel sad. I feel angry. That's how I feel. I feel angry because there's more.
What?
It's just a story filled with inappropriateness.
Well, then pray tell.
I'm sure Miss Marple knows.
Of course I know. See, your family, and I can't quite recount how your family.
There was the Duke and I had relations, and Stephanie, my daughter, is his daughter.
Ew.
And you
Oh.
are his sister,
Yes, I know. Oh.
and that means you married your
Interesting
nephew.
incest. My dears, I'm bringing you out here so that you can confront each other and know that you're related in family somehow.
Oh.
Is that-
Hello, Auntie?
Well, is
I don't know what you are to me, but family is very important. And I think we need to put whatever uncomfortable conflict is presenting itself away.
Well, then you should know that you're penniless.
You see, no one understands. I don't care about the money. I was with Alfred because I was in love with him. He was a postal worker, for God's sake. I make more money selling eyeshadow. And maybe you should learn a lesson from that.
I learned no lessons from any of this.
Then you will not end up well. There is more important things in this world than money.
Are you threatening me?
No.
I believe she's advising you on feminist ways of the 1950s. Independence.
Oh, well, I guess I can be independent.
Yes, you can. I'm sure you can.
Well, then I guess my only role is to
What?
love my daughter and hope that she finds love.
Oh, my girls, let's go back to my place for some tea.
Oh, thank you, Miss Marple, for this reunion.
Return to the side of Braddock.
Jane! Oh, I see the tea is still out from that
Yes,
party.
yes,
over
the
this
ladies were just here leaving. My dear, there's been a break in the case.
I should hope so. Why, I have nigh on 5 hours before I'm supposed to get on that boat to Africa.
I wish for you to meet me at the Duke and Duchess's house, just outside. Listen in from the window. I will be over there shortly. So why don't you go and wait outside the window?
I shall do that.
And so I made my way over to the Duke and Duchess's place.
Yes, Miss Marple. Jane, it's nice to see you. As you can see, I'm still grieving.
I as well.
My dears. Awful, awful tragedy.
It is terrible.
I said our murder was a dimwit, but, well, you're quite the mastermind, aren't you? You are not forgetful.
No.
I was tricking you that day.
You're quite right.
The doctor and I did not have such a conversation. Why did you do it? Your husband, your daughter, your son, although I can guess, you knew about all the infidelities, didn't you?
I'll tell you exactly why. Every night, I go upstairs, and I open up a photo album, and I go through them all the pictures of the family, and I look for Agatha, and I cut out her picture from every single photograph that I can find. And one day, I kept going back into those photographs, and I went back a few, maybe perhaps 20 years, and I found pictures of babies I didn't recognize. They weren't my babies, they weren't Alfred, they weren't Eugenia. They were George's. I recognized them because they had some weird little hand thing that showed up in the pictures.
In the still pictures?
Yes, in the still pictures. And I'm looking at these pictures and I'm going, that man's been cheating on me. These are his babies, not mine. And so I accidentally murdered Alfred. And then I realized I should have killed Eugenia because I thought those are his babies, but I think they were actually mine, you see. And it was just an accident because he had been feeding me these pills, and I had forgotten. And so I thought, damn you, George. And so when I followed him up into the bedroom and he went up to worship those pictures of his mother, I took his throat and I made him look at me. And I twisted his throat. It was so gratifying.
I've heard quite enough. Officers, in here. Apprehend the Duchess.
Mom, your hand. He deserved to die.
Duchess Elizabeth, I must say that I looked up to you and your family my entire life. It tears me apart to know that someone deeply related to the royal lineage could be so foul.
Well, darling, then you haven't met Prince Edward.
Oh dear. Out of tragedy, a phoenix rises. That means you are the true heiress. It passes to you.
Oh, Miss Marple?
Yes, this meaningless title is now yours.
Oh my! But I actually have a title now.
Yes.
What am I then?
The Duchess.
Duchess. Oh my! Oh,
That means your intended is
the Duke.
Duke.
How lovely! You know, it is time for change in our society.
I agree.
And as I told my late uncle, I don't care what the people think. Because I think
This is all so wonderful. Would you mind? I've a mere minutes before I must flee this country, but I would wish for some time alone with Miss Jane Marple, for I have a surprise for her.
We have much to come to the garden. Yeah, let's go.
Quite strange for us to continue to sit in their living room.
Well, Jane, you see, it's quite interesting that Duchess Elizabeth mentioned that I have never met Prince Edward, because I, in fact, have. You see, our 15 years working together, I have seen you solve innumerable murders, and I thought that the country should know that Miss Jane Marple is perhaps their most valuable asset. And while I vamp, while the prince who is here gets ready, I must tell you that today, on my last day in this country, I shall see it that you, Miss Jane Marple, become a dame.
Dame!
I believe I hear him coming now. The trotting of his hooves, the hooves of his horses. Oh, here he comes in all his splendor.
I get to meet Prince Edward the First.
Prince!
Yes?
Please compose yourself, Your Majesty. This is the woman who I've written to you about.
Hello.
Oh, Jane, I thought this would be a rather touching affair.
Yes.
It
Come
appears
here, darling.
Prince is drunk.
Do I get on my knee?
Will you be able to get up again?
No!
Then don't.
Well, Prince, I realize you're supposed to knight her with a sword, but in this condition, I rather...
Yes, get me a...
I have a knitting needle.
Yes, get me a knitting needle. Hello.